I am early because I have a couple of announcements I want to go over. Sorry for the scrubby, disheveled look. I've been in the garden, in the wood shop, and I just threw on my professional grandpa shirt, so I am for real. Today is the pumpkin processing live stream I wanted to do. I'm excited about this, but before I do that, I just want to show you last night and this morning while I was in the garden, and I took a picture of this, but I've been getting inundated with cucumbers. So I'm gonna pickle these three. This is going to be in a salad. I apologize if I don't respond to comments. My phone's over there. I don't have the iPad today, so I can't read them all. But these will be processed later. This is not what I'm doing this one later, but this is 15 pounds. I mean, that is twice as big as my melon head. I mean, look at the size of this. Okay. Hope everybody can hear me. Can everybody hear me okay? Am I coming through okay? Because my phone's kind of over there. Okay, good. Thank you, Janet. So what I wanted to talk about today, real quick, while I'm waiting for 10, I'm starting at 10, but I had a few announcements. Hey, if you want to support each other, watch playlists. If you don't mind, if you could watch my playlist, I appreciate it. It helps my watch hours. I have a Watch Please playlist, but I'm letting everybody know, like this morning, all day today we'll be running, I'm running Terry's from Frugal Lifestyle, Misty's Pleasures of Life, Misty's Cooking on a Budget, are currently running on 3 of my TVs. I have access to my son, his 2 TVs all week. So just so anybody knows, if you have playlists and you want to get some watch hours, I don't care if you're a new subscriber, old subscriber, or if you're a subscriber that is already monetized, I can still run your playlist to help with your ad revenue, because it'll run all the ads. But I have those 3 running right now. I had Spongy's Pleasures of Life last night, and I had another one running on the other TV. So I'm very serious when I say I'll have 5 TVs this week on 2 different IP addresses running playlists for the next 7 days. So please don't put it here. Wait till it goes live. Wait till the live goes public. About 10 minutes after this, I'll make it public. Go into the comments and just put in playlist. I'll follow your playlist for you. I make a list. Anybody that knows me knows I have a list here. I got a 3rd list going of playlists that I'm running. Anyways, with that said, so that's what I'm running. And then before I get started, I've been inundated with seeds. I love it. I'm gonna be planting a bunch of seeds next week. And in honor of the people that are sending me seeds, I am going to be making placards. I have a bunch of native Southern Oklahoma cedar that has chips and cracks in it that I can't use for furniture or fencing. It's good for small projects. So this morning I've been cutting some out. This is not the final shape. The first one I believe is going to be for us and our bunch. Shannon, she was the first one I received seeds from, and I appreciate that. So this is red cedar. You think, oh, that's just a board, and I'm gonna put us and our bunch, and then that's gonna be on an angle post, and it's gonna be in front of whatever she sent me that I grow. So I can film and do videos with, it'll say us and our bunch. It'll be their YouTube channel. And then each week I'll film an update, and then they can, if they wanna take that and copy it and put it on their page, I have no problem with that. Hey, Missy Cooking on a Budget. You're running on my TV right now, actually. But watch this. You think this is just a plain piece of wood. People, if you've never worked with wood or been a woodworker before, I want to show you something. This is dry. I just ran 5 minutes ago before I came in. I cut this to size, ran it through our wood planer. Now watch. When you clear coat red cedar, that's what happens. You get all the white streaks, all of the red streaks. This is dry. It'll look like this when I show it on film. when I put it next to their plants that they sent me, the seeds. It shines it up, and it actually draws the grain out. So I will use a clear coat poly, which will seal it from the elements. And then that's what that will look like. It will say us and our bunch. It'll say hearth and home. It'll say Misty's pleasures of life. Whoever sent me seeds will get a placard. And this one I'm gonna make, I think, an oval. I'll cut the corners with my saw. I have a band saw. Some are gonna be octagonal, some will be, like a trapezoid. I'm gonna make them all different shapes. But anyways, that's gonna be what the placards are gonna be out of red cedar. All right, without further ado. Oh, you're gonna see this anyways because I'm gonna be moving the camera around. Don't judge me. I've been in the garden. I'm doing this live. I'm doing some zucchini bread for another video. I'm gonna be back in the garden. So for dinner tonight, this is not a paid promotion. I found some cheeseburger hamburger helper. So I have some ground beef and that's gonna be my dinner tonight. I'm not doing farm to table, but feel free to judge. Go for it. While I'm processing my pumpkin, this is probably 10 years old. This is my oak cutting board. This used to be thicker. It started out about that thick. I plane it down through the years as it gets scuffs and scrapes in it. That is white oak. And I made that in my shop. It's two pieces that are glued together and planed down and sanded and then hit with some food grade mineral oil. So let's get going. So everybody knows I'm growing pumpkins. It's no surprise to anybody. Here's the pumpkin. Yes, there's a chunk out of it. I did a test last night on something and we're gonna get to that in a few minutes. Here's what we're gonna talk about today. Homesteading, when you're growing something. I'm learning homesteading more and more as I do more and more of it. You want to, when you're trying to store your food in various different ways, whether it's dehydrating, freezing, vacuum sealing, freeze drying, whatever you're doing, you always farmers do this all the time. It's the KISS method, keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple, stupid. The KISS method, it's ages old. You always break it down to its easiest common denominator, right? So when you're storing food, make it as easy as possible. When I started doing pumpkins, I showed puree. I thought I was gonna start with I was just gonna make a bunch of puree and store puree. Then I said, well, I'm gonna do some roast pumpkin and I'll store roast pumpkin. And I did both of those. But the other day, I had a happy accident. That's in the description. I had a happy accident. I decided, what would happen if I just take my pumpkin, just a pumpkin from the garden, ready to harvest, ready to work with. What if I were to take that? Give me 1 second, got to sharpen this. What would happen if I were to carve up this pumpkin and process it? But processing, I mean, by processing, I don't mean roasting it, I don't mean boiling it, I don't mean parboiling it. Processing, what I did the other day was I cut a pumpkin up, just like this. And I cut sections out of it. So I cut my raw pumpkin. Smells really good. I processed, I gutted it, I took all the seeds and all the stringy stuff out. Okay? Left the skin on. I left the skin on. Okay? So basically, here's what I did. I cut it in about a 1-inch long strip. just like that. I put it in a vacuum sealed freezer bag. So I took probably half a pumpkin. I did not process it. No seasonings, no salt, no pepper, no cooking of any sort, raw pumpkin, okay? What I did, I put it in the freezer, let it set a week, and I took it out. So half of it, what I did was, I got my baking tray with my parchment paper, and I turned these upside down just when I did a roasting. I did a pumpkin video where I roasted it. So the skin side is up. I removed it from the freezer, put it skin side up. 375, 45 minutes, okay? And then took it out. Here is what happened. I don't know all the science behind it, but look at that caramelization. Now I just took this out of the refrigerator. This has not been cooked. It was roasted the other day, but look at that. It's cold pumpkin. It's got that roasted marshmallowy caramel taste. Delicious. The only thing I can think is when, pumpkins, zucchini, potatoes have a high water content. I think what's happening is when the water content inside the raw pumpkin crystallizes and freezes inside the bag, when you take it out, I put it in a colander in the fridge and I let it drain. Then I think what happens is it enhances and it basically reduces the water content, which enhances the sugar content. And that's where you're getting the browning from, the caramelization. I mean, look at that. In an upcoming video, I'm going to do a caramelized pumpkin pie where I'm using this heavily caramelized pumpkin, and I think it's going to change the flavor to the plus side. It's going to be really, really good, I think. So with that said, I didn't cook this first. It was raw pumpkin. So that's going to go in this dish, okay? So now I have roasted pumpkin. It's very soft, very easy to work with. Then some I didn't roast all of it. So here's one piece here. And I want to show you this. This still has the skin on. This was one of the frozen pieces. So you can see the skin is still on. Okay. You can see it's soft. Taking my knife and I'm going to fillet it. It's very soft. Okay. So what I'm attempting to do is I figured out, I didn't even research this, but there's the skin. That's great compost right there. So there it is. It is soft. Okay, just peels apart. I didn't cook this. This has just been frozen. I could very easily now, if I wanted pumpkin pie, I'll just puree this. So like I said, a lot of homesteading is breaking it down to the simplest form. So now that I know, I can harvest my pumpkins, I can gut them, take the seeds out, keep the seeds aside, and then I can just put it in freezer bags and freeze it. It's going to soften the flesh. So when I'm ready to puree it, I just toss it in my blender and puree it. Or I take a fork and I just puree it. Very interesting. It goes from hard to me just being able to tear. I can't tear this. This is like a rock, okay? Just by freezing it for 1 week, it made it like pulp, almost like a mashed potato, okay? With that said, what I have is, I have it in my dish. This is gonna be my lunch. So, I am throwing in some butter. Don't mind the noise. That microwave's gonna go for about a minute. I'm gonna mash that up, and that's gonna be my lunch. That is so healthy. I have no salt, no pepper. There's just butter in there because it's a salted butter. I can now put paprika on it, or I can put cinnamon sugar on it, whatever. It's gonna be a really super healthy lunch, and I'm excited about it. So check this out. The other thing I wanted to show you guys on this live, bear with me, I'm gonna be talking while I'm looking down here, but after I was working on that the other day, more compost, I'm continuing to break this pumpkin down. Behind me is a pot on the stove. So hopefully you can see that when I get my melon-sized head out of the way. I have on the stove a pan going. Let me just, I'm just gonna stir this around. I am just mashing it with a spoon. It's mashing like potatoes. And I'll even show you. It's mashing up very easily. Very soft. I'll put it in for one more minute. Okay, oil is heating. Bear with me here. I'm just getting a couple more pieces of pumpkin. While I was doing that, oh, this one's fighting me. While I was doing the process, when I was opening up the freezer bags and seeing how soft it was and how it had already become basically almost puree, I thought to myself, Okie. So I said to myself, Okie. So I actually said, hey, Okie. I talked to myself because then I get the answers I want. I said, you make puree, you've roasted it, you've made pumpkin soup, you've made pumpkin pie, you've made pumpkin cheesecake, you've made pumpkin bread and pumpkin oatmeal. And then you made a roast pumpkin with a maple cinnamon drizzle. As you can see, this is, like I said, this has just been, I'm just mashing this very easily now. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's very hot. The bowl's hot too, so that's gonna have to cool a little bit. I'm gonna eat that in a few minutes. Anyways, as I was saying, I was thinking, I do all these other ways of, mind you, this is the first year I've done pumpkins. And this is the first year I've, learned anything about pumpkins. And I said, you know what? Pumpkin does mimic sweet potatoes in flavor a little bit, or yams, or whatever you want to call them. It mimics carrots, cooked carrots. It mimics squash, etc., etc. But can it mimic French fries? So yesterday, I cut that little section off the pumpkin and I made smaller ones, but look at these. So I just cut these fries up, okay? I made little pumpkin fries, okay? They were good. I'll just let that cat out of the bag. Okay, ready to go. So I'm gonna put these, oh, that's warm. I'll put those in the hot oil. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's sizzling like McDonald's. Hello? Sorry I'm not able to see all the comments. I have to lean in and see if somebody pops up here. But hopefully you can hear that. Pumpkin French fries. So, once they fry, it only take about 2 minutes or so. Once they fry up, I already have my 2 plates with paper towels to let the oil drain off. I have my salt. Not only do I like French fries with salt, but because these are pumpkin, so they're gonna be like a sweet potato fry. My other mini Tupperware, we have these mini Tupperware ones. If anybody wants to guess what's in this one. Cinnamon sugar. Okay, these are browning up. I can't wait to show you these. I had these yesterday to try, and they were delicious. I was tempted to tear into this whole pumpkin, but I didn't. Unfortunately, I won't be able to like freeze the fries because the consistency of the pumpkin, when you freeze it, it's gonna soften it too much. So you take French fries, even, you know, if I just took raw, put them in the freezer, they'd soften up like puree. And while I'm talking about that, I got my puree here already. Pardon me. The roast pumpkin puree, the roast pumpkin mashed like that with salted butter on it. The caramelization on it from the baking, roasting. It enhances the sugar content. It tastes like caramel. It tastes like caramel pumpkin. It is absolutely delicious. These are browning up really, really good. Bear with me 1 second. I'm not sure this will come out on camera, but if you can see the browning, it's browning up. I'm gonna let them go for another 2-3 minutes, and then I'm gonna put half with salt, half with cinnamon sugar. Bear with me here. So, look up pumpkin. Very healthy. I didn't realize, I knew they were healthy because it's, you know, nature, but look it up. Pumpkin has a lot of potassium, all your vitamins, minerals, and everything. You know, next year I'm excited because I have Hearth and Home is sending me black pumpkin seeds. I'm going to get some white pumpkin seeds. I heard that there's purple pumpkins. And then I have my regular Connecticut field pumpkins and my sugar pie pumpkins. Hey, Kaleidoscope. So I'm going to have 4 different colors of pumpkins in the garden next year. And I'm going to plant, you know, one. So when they grow, I want to be able to kind of intertwine the vines. And I can intertwine the vines, and then as I go out in the garden and do a live from the garden or whatever, you'll see purple, black, white, orange, all different colors of pumpkins. So I'm real excited about that. Donated 2 of the really nice ones to the coffee shop I frequent down here in the town next to me. Really nice lady owns it. Gave her a pumpkin. She wanted one for in the store. And inside that store is also a restaurant. He's a really cool guy. His grandmother used to make pumpkin dishes. So I gave him one of the pumpkins, and then he gave me some ideas on another pumpkin that his grandmother used to grow. So I'm growing a couple of those for him next year because he would like to try making the dish that his grandmother used to make him when he was a child. He's just a really nice guy, so I want to be able to give him some of those pumpkins. He's like my age, and you know, we like to reminisce, and you know, when you eat something like, I did a video and I mentioned it, you know, you eat something nostalgic you had as a child, it brings back memories. Forgive me for eating. But like I say, it's my channel, I'll do what I want. Okay. Wow. So these look like you would get the stores that actually do the fresh cut, because these are fresh cut. I want to get one of those, trying to find them. If anybody has a link on one, shoot me the link. I want to get one of those really inexpensive fry cutters. So I don't sit there and risk my fingers. I mean, when you take a redneck on little sleep and sharp objects and power tools, anything can happen. You know, I think that's why people tune into my channel, because they know at any moment they could see me go down with an injury. I'm just kidding. So there they are. Let me see something here. Get rid of that light for a second. If you look, so they browned up. So this is the cinnamon sugar. And this is just plain old salt. You see that one? So look at those. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill that after we get done here. I'm going to add more oil. I'm going to do a bunch of fries in this and then just keep them in the fridge, because I can put them in my air fryer and crisp them up. But I think I'm going to make this one all French fries, and then I can have French fries all week. Sorry to keep eating on the channel, people, but That's right. That's right, Kaleidoscope. Got to get a drink out of my gone squatching mug. I just want to let everybody know I'm really close on shirts and hats that I hope to have next month settled in, where I can put them on my page. And they'll be for sale. I'm going to keep it as cheap as possible. But I also want to use them as gifts for my subscribers. I think in January, I'll wait till January, it'll start a new year. My subscribers, I'll maybe once a month, I will put names in a hat. And I talk about my grandson often on this channel, and I'm going to let him reach in once a month maybe and pick a name out. And then I'll just remove that name from the hat. And then whoever he picks, I'll announce, and then they win a shirt or a hat or whatever. And then I can send them something. I want to start that next year. I got so many things going on this year. So here we go. I lost track of which one was which. So that's a salt one. So if you like sweet potato fries, you would definitely like pumpkin French fries. You know what? No, I'm coining a new phrase. These are Okie fries. Can you see the caramelization? Sweet potatoes are great. They crisp up on the outside a little bit. You look at the end, and I apologize again for eating on camera, but I'm sorry, not sorry. I'm glad I had the salty ones first, because I really wanted to try the sweet ones. There's the sweet fries. Oh yeah, okay. Hands down. When I process this, I'm gonna do a bunch of fries, cook them. Hands down, if you do these, cinnamon sugar. And what made it better is the fact that I'm using my Tupperware. So these are from my wife's grandmother who passed away years ago, I believe. So these are probably 40 years old, at least. And the butter I used for it in my pumpkin puree potato mixture type thing here was from my Tupperware butter dish. So I think that adds to the flavor. Love Tupperware. Anyways, I hope everybody's enjoyed this. So remember, if you didn't watch the whole thing, this morning I've watched a bunch of Terry McPherson or Frugal Lifestyle, Hearth and Home, and Misty's Pleasures of Life. If you don't follow them, follow them. I've been running their playlist all morning. I have others that I'm going to be running today. I appreciate anybody that can run mine. Would be great. I have a Watch Please playlist. And if you're new, I've noticed some of the new ones I've been following don't have any playlists. If you can just go in, please, and just go to one of your videos, click on it, go to edit, go down to playlist, and create a playlist for it, whatever you want to name it. But if you don't have a playlist, it's harder for us to go in and just click playlist. Instead, we have to go in and click and click and click each time. Where I can just go in and click a playlist, I can run 20 of your videos while I'm outside working. Then later on, I can come in and like them, comment on them. So if you don't have a playlist, please create a playlist. If you want me to run your playlist, I am very open to playlists. Anybody that follows me know I want people to grow and get their watch hours. Not here, because I'll forget, because my hands are all greasy now and I can't write it down. In the comment, I'm gonna go public with this in a few minutes. Once it goes public, go to the comments and just write playlist. That's all I need. I'll go watch your playlist for you. I have three TVs here, and I have my son's TVs all week over at his house. I'm going over there for 7 straight days. So I have 2 over there. I have 5 TVs with 2 separate IP addresses so I can run channels all day and all night. So if you want me to run your playlist, please just put playlist in the comment after this goes live, or after this goes public. And then I just want to thank everybody for supporting me. Thanks for watching the lives. Thanks for watching my videos. This is going to end it here. I'm going to go finish this up. I need to go do some more work in the shop. But before I do, let me find that piece of wood. The wood that's dried. This is going to be the placards. This one's going to be for us and our bunch, Shannon. So you see that? That's dry cedar. It will have her name, us and our bunch, engraved on it with a wood burner. Now it's wet. That's what it'll look like after there's clear poly applied. It'll say us and our bunch. I will probably make this an oval, and then I'll wood burn us and our bunch, clear coat it, and then that will set in front of her plants next year. And then each week I'll film, as I film content creators that sent me seeds, I will film each week how their plants are doing in my zone here in southern Oklahoma. So with that said, it is Thursday, it's almost the weekend. Everybody have a great day. I appreciate everybody being here. Thanks for subscribing, watching, sharing, all of that stuff. I really appreciate it. And I know you guys appreciate the interactions I have with you. Have a great day. Be safe. Take care.